Good morning and welcome to the Battles Within. We're going to be beginning a brand new book today, the book of John. So we're going to be starting with John chapter 1 and we're going to be reading verses 1 through 5. So let's go ahead and read. It says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by Him, and without Him was not anything made that was made. In Him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shined in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not." The book of John, remember, is written by the Apostle John, who was also known as the beloved disciple. It is believed that John was the first cousin of Jesus, being that Mary and her mother, Mary's and John's mother, were sisters. We know that John was also the one disciple who was at the cross, and we also know that he was the one disciple who was at the table whenever Jesus referred to Judas as being the betrayer. We also know that John was the one that Jesus gave Mary to look after he departed. So John was very close to Jesus, of course. So John here is also, the book of John, I understand, is not a synoptic gospel. It's not one of the three. Matthew, Mark, and Luke are synoptic gospels. They got to give you summarized. John, on the other hand, is the last of the books that were written according to those, and he took the information that was not provided in those books and emphasized those. And there were some that he overlapped, but a lot of it is something that is new for John. John wanted to give, if the stories, he felt like the information was not complete, then he gave additional information. So we're reading that today. And he starts his book off by saying, "In the beginning." Same as in the beginning in Genesis. In the beginning was the Word. The word actually means logos, or essence. So we could say in the beginning was the essence. And the essence was with God, and the essence was God. This is God represented here on earth because it's God. So Jesus was the very essence of God because he had to be. It says, verse 2, "The same was in the beginning with God." Jesus was in the beginning with God, is what he said. He's the same. One God. Three persons, one God. He says, verse 3, "All things were made by him." Now we learn something about Jesus, that Jesus was the creator. Not only was he in heaven, not only was he involved, but Jesus created the world for the Father. It says, "Without him was not anything made that was made." He clearly made it. That's what John said. He was the creator of the world. He says, verse 4, "In him was light," was life. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. But then he says, "And the light shined in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not." Jesus was the light of men. Jesus was the hope, or is the hope, not was. Jesus is the hope for all mankind. Light being knowledge, you could say. I saw the light. I can see things. I can see clearly now. Not the song. But, I can see clearly now. I can now see clear. You put a little better light on the subject, you heard people say. See, Jesus was the light of men. He was the knowledge. He was the information that men needed to be successful, to be leading to God, to be able to find God. But he goes on not only to say that in him was life, and the life was the light of men. In other words, men understood, as they understood God, they gained life. For we know life is in the Word. Jesus said life is in the blood. Life is in him. He says no man comes to the Father. Verse 5 says, "And the light shined in darkness." Jesus came to this dark world and light shined. People could see the difference between Jesus and the other false religions. They could see the difference in him. And he says, "And the darkness comprehended it not." Men, when Jesus came, did not understand or did not accept Jesus as who he was. The light of the world, the essence of God, the very creator. They did not understand that. All I have time for today, let's close in a word of prayer. Lord, I thank you so much opportunity that we have. We can come, we can worship you. I thank you, Lord, for you being the Word, the very essence of God. The creator of the world. Thank you, Lord, for the light that you shine. Thank you, Lord, for letting me see the light. Help us, Lord, share that light